Right, mate. It's been a while. Was it? We had a week layoff, didn't we?
We
Last
yeah,
week.
we missed last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How you been?
Been all right, mate. I've been all right. I feel more settled into like I wasn't sure if I was going to compete or not. Even though I said I wasn't going to compete, I was still in my mind like, But now I'm like,
So this is something we want to talk about. Yeah, tell me first. What's your thoughts on your on this year for yourself?
for me, I kept telling myself like, I'll do the end of the year, but in my mind, I was still like holding back a bit with food just to keep myself more semi in shape.
See, you're staying really lean this time.
Yeah, and then I just had a couple of binges on purpose, not because I lost control, because I thought if I just eat too much, then I haven't got the choice anymore. I'm too. I'm not like I'm not in within reach. If you know what I mean?
But look, you can still kind of follow your diet, but just increase your food.
I know.
Just eat higher food. Like I've literally had two off-plan meals since the show, but my food is just higher.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Do you know what it was, man? It's almost like I feel like the off plans from as I say the off plans like I'm not I call them binges. That makes it sound like a real negative thing. But what I mean is like pizza, ice cream, chocolate bar, like loads of shit. And I feel like I needed to do it almost to like rebel, like like fuck it, like I almost thrown in the towel and just saying just do later in the year. I was kind of doing my own edit a little bit, so that's where I'm at,
You're
mate. So
you're gonna do your own prep.
uh,
Oh, I thought that's what you just meant.
no, 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 no. What I mean is fuck now, fuck May, fuck June. Just allow yourself to do the end of the year. That's it.
So, when we speak about the end of the year, it sounds like it's really far away, but it's not.
No, no.
So, in reality, if you do a 12, well, how long would you prep for?
Depends on condition, on it.
That's what
Uh,
I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So because I'm because this is the sort of thing that I'm stuck in at the minute.
go
It's
on.
almost like, oh, it's the end of the year. It's tons of time, but it's not.
No, definitely not.
So you got to sort of think like if you're gonna prep, you kind of need to sort of look at starting soon.
So, me personally, I don't know about you. So, you say your timeline, but my timeline. So, let's say my initial thought is doing the PCA British, which is obviously a pro show. It's a pro show there.
Yeah,
So October the 16th. 10 weeks before that takes me to mid August,
yeah,
beginning to mid August. And so that's 10 weeks. And then that leaves me 12 weeks from now.
yeah.
So I've got 12 weeks, but I don't really get fat. It sounds cocky, but I don't really get fat. Like
No,
I can
no,
cut,
no. It's just the way it is. You just don't get fat. Yeah.
yeah. So I
When
can
you get
sort
to
of
a certain body fat, anybody just would not go past that.
living, yeah, the lifestyle that I lead is. If I told you what I ate last week, I mean, I'm not going to bore you with exact details, but it was a lot, mate. Like I ate a
Yeah.
lot of shit, a lot of times, and I was still like lean. I'm like, fuck, okay. So
It's just the
yeah.
amount of muscle that you're carrying out that you didn't before.
So so basically, I've got like 12 weeks and then a 10 week in a nutshell. That's probably what I'm going to do.
I don't think you're gonna want to. I
Go
think
on.
it's gonna come time and you're gonna think, oh fuck it, I can't be bothered. Because you gotta remember, like August, like I don't know, it's still that kind of time that you're like, especially out like it's still summer, you're like,
Mm, I will say this though, I feel like I'm not that affected by seasons. I feel like
no.
I should imagine you come across these people. Like, everyone wants to get in shape for summer. I'm like, why? Like, who even
Yeah.
cares? Summer, winter, I don't give a fuck. I'll be in shape for when I want to be in shape. Do you know what I mean?
I think people get that because they've got that like a regular life. So my cleaner yesterday, she was like, "Oh, how was your weekend?" And I just kind of didn't even know how to answer that. I was kind of just thinking, just like every other day. I said to her, like, the thing is, all my days just merge into one. All my days and weeks just merge into one. I haven't got like weekends, and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do at the weekend. I don't even half the time I don't even know what fucking day it is.
Mate, I'm exactly the same. Do you not even get? I still get a feeling on Friday. Friday still makes me feel good.
Really?
Do you not get that at all?
No, because I never associated it with anything like that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's never been because for me, if I worked a job, my jobs were always like basically like 0 hour contract where you could work on a Saturday or you could work. I never worked a standard 9 to 5.
Yeah, fair enough.
So even and I never went out, so that was never I never kind of related that to that. So like unless I sort of start to think about back to the school days, which is where that's probably the closest it gets to a Friday.
Hmm. Oh shit. So I'm the same as you, man. All my days one to one. It's basically the same all the time, right? But I do still get a Friday feeling. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's because of like years of
Yeah, yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
don't know. Yeah. I mean, for me, this summer, like prep starting in August. I don't care. If anything, I've already been off season, whatever the fuck it is now, 6.5 weeks or so. So another 12 weeks. It's going to be 18 weeks. I'll be
But
ready to go
in
again,
those
man.
6 weeks, have you made any progress?
Uh,
Because there's a difference between calling it between not prepping and actually progressing.
Well, I would say this to anyone, man. I don't know. No one can tell until you strip it back again. Like you can say, "Oh, I've grown this." How do you know? Because you're super full. You're so full from all the food you're eating. When I say all the food, what I mean is it's increased food.
Yeah,
It's really hard to tell what you've actually progressed.
I know. Yeah.
What would you say to a client who's like you asked that?
I mean, look, most clients aren't at your like level. Well, none of my clients are at your level, or even most majority of them my level, to where most of them can tell. Most of them are at that point that they can still kind of tell. You know, when you're first kind of new to it, and your strength is significantly increasing. Like at our level, strength isn't massively going up, or anything that we haven't seen before. Um, Workouts, base it on the workouts, how the workouts are feeling. But even at that point, like I never had bad workouts. So yeah, you're right. It's you can't tell.
Yeah, you basically nailed it, man. I mean, all of my training sessions are really, really good. My strength is better than it was 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm eating a lot of food, so yeah, I guess I'm progressing.
Yeah.
At this stage of my life and at the stage of my training career, how much can I really expect? The truth is, not a lot.
Not a lot.
I'm scraping for pounds. If I can get a pound here, a pound there, I'm 36 next month.
And it's targeted to certain body parts, because you're not gonna get like systemically every body part to get bigger. It's just not gonna.
Well, I was talking to my training partner, a guy called Danny. He owns the gym that I go to called Metcon. We've been training together quite a bit recently, and he asked me today. So he was talking about splits, and he was like, "So how about where do your delts fit in?" I'm like, I don't directly hit delts really. I just sort of the lateral raises, pretty much it. And if you look at my physique, still the thing that takes over. So as you just said, yeah, it's very much targeted. I'm hitting my legs harder than I was.
I see that.
I'm going for it. My back doesn't need a lot. It's just chest and legs. You know, because if I
I've
train everything equally, I'm just going to be a fucking pair of delts and a pair of lats.
Oh yeah, no, you can't. You can't.
So,
But it's more. It's not just about how often you train it, but like how you split that volume across the week. So for me at the minute, I've changed my split to where I do chest 3 times a week. So the couple of people that I've kind of had a chat with, they're like, "Oh my god, 3 times a week," and I'm like, "Yeah, but the volume that I will do across one workout or 2 workouts or 3 workouts is still exactly the same. As it goes up, it will probably progress, but you know,
we actually talked about this. I don't know if you remember. This was on one of our podcasts. We were talking about how I think it might have been leg training. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was like you were championing one time per week being good enough. So now, are you saying? Would you say that you're better off doing more frequency, even if the volume is very similar?
I don't think it makes a difference. It does, it does in a way that if I touch my chest 3 times with 2 exercises per session across 3 sessions, you come into the session fresher. You come in with more, like, stronger. than if you were to do 6 exercises all in one go. There is that, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
Total volume is the overall overriding factor.
I
right?
would personally say so. I think total volume, and now if you enjoy just hitting chest, yeah, because like yeah, if you hit it 3 times, you could say, oh yeah, but like it's better. Maybe your chest is just fuller because you're
Right. Right.
hitting it more often, so your chest keeps
Inflammation.
that fullness,
Yeah.
retains that fullness. But is it actually better for growth? And bro, a lot of this stuff is just bro science. Like, who the fuck knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's literally too many variables to know the answer because let's say you when you were 20 you did it a certain way, then you do it again now at 25 you do it a certain way, and then you're like, oh well, I did it at this time and it was better. It's different. There's too
Yeah,
many, like it's not comparable. I think the only way to do it right would be if you had like identical twins. If you had identical twins and you literally from the moment they walked in the gym, you monitored everything, and then maybe
yeah.
that would who the fuck's done that, right?
Well, uh, it's more. I think from at the moment because it's the freshest split, so you're excited for it. You're like, oh, I get to do it. You know? So maybe, but like, because I ran that bro split where I just touched chest once for like 7 months, I think. So it's just a new split.
So yeah, so you're eager to get in and do it.
Yeah. I've
Well,
also reintroduced the logbook this time again because at least for the time being, until I get to a point where my strength's kind of like gonna plateau almost. Just so I can sort of monitor across the weeks how it increases. But honestly, I like people have progressed on one time, like you get really good bodybuilders that train once a week, then you got really good bodybuilders that train twice.
yeah, there's not one answer, is there?
And
My thing.
ultimately, I still sorry to interrupt. So I still think me and you, we can train once, we can train twice, we can train 17 times a week. We're still gonna have shit chest compared to people that
Yeah.
genetically have really good chests. Or it's the same for calves. When people are like, this is the way to train calves, and I'm like, well, no, because I don't even train my calves.
It's so
you
true.
know,
You're fighting a losing battle. If you got shit genetics, I'm like, yeah, you're right, mate. Well, I've got two questions. Well, actually, no, I'll finish off that. I my thinking has always been an increased volume and frequency if you want to bring up a body part. But in order to fit that increased volume in, something else needs to come back a bit.
yeah,
That's always been my thinking. So, for example, chest for me, I do that twice a week, like on a Monday and then on Thursday, for example. But then make sure that like my back is scaled back or my fucking legs are scaled back, something to allow for the recovery. Like that's just how my brain's done it.
yeah. So on my previous split, I used to do quads split and hamstring split. Now I do just one single off leg session, and my volume is reduced by fucking 70% on legs.
So 70% total or 70% on quads?
I mean, roughly.
Okay. So,
So, you know,
so that's my question. Who are you now with a new coach?
well, I'm going to be working with Dan, but we're not starting until after the uni. So for now, I'm kind of just like so just kind of running my own thing.
Okay, so yeah, because obviously we haven't really caught up properly. So you are going to go with Dan Bastic,
Yeah,
but right now it's your own. It's your own.
yeah. I'm still until he's finished competing because he's not really taking any people on at the minute until the. I'm on like the group chat now. I chat to Dan pretty much every day, but the official start of the work is going to be after the show.
Okay, that's cool. And then the other one was so now you've had time to reflect on your show. If you look at your own physique on stage, and forget condition right now, like because I'm just talking about your physique and your development. Where do you see as your, what's your conclusion on what you see on to development?
I saw myself as quite bottom heavy in those shots. Um, I look at these pictures and I just see a pair of arms and a pair of legs.
Yeah, quads and biceps. I mean, yeah, your hamstrings too. But for me, yeah, I think I'd agree. You know what it is about your physique? You have a similar structure to Nick Walker.
Really?
Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear
Okay,
with
yeah,
me.
go on.
And
So I'm
what I'm
basically
talking.
Walker. All right.
That's like the best thing ever. Like, no,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
what I'm talking about is your proportion, the proportion of upper to lower, right? So Nick Walker, I'm sure you know this already, yeah. So his legs comparative to his upper,
Yeah.
that's you. You've got a long torso and quite short femurs. I think it's like a blessing and a curse.
I'm like a stretched Nick Walker.
Yeah, you are. You're Nick Walker's taller brother. Yeah, it's fucking. It's like, as I say, it's a blessing and a curse, right? So your femurs are, in my opinion, based on your physique, like like relative to your physique, your femurs are quite short, and that means that your quads look like, and you've got a really good sweep on your quad. But then again, as I say, that kind of works against you in the sense that then because of that, you've got this long torso, and it's like, you know. But then again, you've
Like
also
Nathan Diasha, but Nathan, I think like Nathan is more proportionate upper to lower. He's just got um
the
like
Nathan's got obviously really good legs, but yeah, he's got his upper still is big enough to balance it out, right?
I think in order to pull for that physique to pull that off, you have to have big arms. If
Which you
you're
have.
sh- right, so my arms are a strong point. So if you have small arms on that physique, you have no physique because it will just totally ruin. Because when you hit that front double bicep, imagine me with like my arms being 2 inches smaller. That would look terrible.
Yeah, 100%. Do you know you've also got a really good lat taper.
Because my lats are insert like um high.
Yes, yes. Well, again, I don't know if they insert high, more so that you've just got a long, like,
Long waist.
yeah,
Yeah.
like from like the bottom of your chest to your dick. It's just
I
long.
think I think that's probably why my abs are shit. Because like the way I imagine it is when I stretch them, they show, but when I scrunch them, they're almost like disappear because there's like almost like there's too much waist for that abs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like they just need
yeah.
to build that thickness.
I think that would transform your physique. Right? You could just maybe just chop off like a little bit of your like. If you could just like close that gap, your physique would dramatically change. Like I'm too broad up here to the point where it makes everything else look like off balance. Like, and Amy was saying it the other day, like that's why like front to back, I'm shallow.
Right.
It's because you're so broad. So then when you turn to the side, like you're shallow because you're stretched out.
Do you
If
think
only if I could crunch myself in a little bit, I'd be such a better bodybuilder. Oh my god.
if we could just think that I was just thinking to myself like if I could just have a better chest, and that goes the same for you as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine you or me, but with a better chest. That completely changes the entire dimension of your physique.
No question, mate. Sometimes I look right at my checking photos, in my doorway, and I look at my back relaxed and I look at my front relaxed. And I can't believe like my back my back is like convex and my chest is concave.
Yeah.
Like I can't believe it. When you do like a side to side, it's like what the fuck? My back like is 3D and my chest literally goes inwards. It's like, oh my god. I don't know what it is. Part
We
of me
need to
thinks
get
it's
chest implants. That's what we need to do.
just get some tits.
Yeah. But like just molded in like a man's pec shape.
I think and obviously it's genetics, right? Obviously, but I think it was just years of because honestly, when I stand there, even like I mean, sometimes I'm in the shower and I'm like the posture, my front delt's just like I just wanting to lean forward all the time. If I like pinch my shoulder blades back and sort of push my chest out, it changes the way I look.
Yeah.
Which sounds really obvious, right? But it's hard to do all the time in all of the poses. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, it is one of them things that you just it's just beyond what you could do. But in a way, you kind of like look what you can work towards. Like for me, and this is the thing, like actually had a chat with a couple of guys that trained down my gym, and they were like, "Oh, I'm going to compete," or they were like, they one of them actually got a really good physique, and he sacked it off this year. And I'm like, the thing is, you got very lean. You should have gone and done it just so you could see it, because I didn't think I had that bad of a chest. I always kind of thought, yeah, my chest is meh, but it's still all right. Maybe it's not that great because it's torn, but no, my chest is fucking shit and shallow. The only time it looks decent is when I've got a pump on, and it takes that to see it when you stand on stage.
Did you find that you got a decent pump before getting on stage?
Probably. Did I get a pump?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I couldn't get a pump for shit. I could. No, I didn't feel a thing. I was trying like with those bands like backstage. I wasn't, but remember, because I was so diuretic, I just could not get a pump.
That's what I was kind of getting at. I've had that before to one of my shows, and I've never experienced that at any point ever in my life. Backstage, PCA 2017, PCA mid. You were there. You were there. I think you were there for the Midlands one.
Yeah, 2000 and
Maybe you weren't there. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, 2017, and I was just press up, press up, press up. It was like
oh, this was the show that you came to my
the
powerlifting
power
meet.
meet. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, that was it. That was that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I stopped in at yours on the Saturday, and then my show was the Sunday.
Oh, remember you were like eating everything backstage, like you were just going mental.
We'll talk about it in a minute, but yeah, but mate, I was press up, press up, press up, and it's like I was getting fucking smaller. It was like, what the fuck is happening? I couldn't work out. I've never had that in my life. Never
That's what
before,
happened.
never after. It was crazy. I was getting shitter backstage. Oh my god. So yeah,
But this was the thing, like, yes, like my physique was not a true reflection of how my physique could have looked. So potentially if it wasn't so flat, but also like if my body fat was a little bit lower, and things could have looked better, and that my I could have looked better, but still it stands. Like my chest would not have been where it needs to be. So
well, yeah, that's an interesting point. So yeah, so when I asked that question, about development, it kind of your opinion is only based on a subpar version of yourself, isn't it? So
yeah,
if
but it's
you
what
were
I
at
have as we
100%,
stand.
if you were 100%, it would have been totally different. Your opinion might even change because you even see it, right? So here's a good example of this. Okay, Jay Cutler, 2008, when he lost to even 2007. So arguably he should have lost to Victor Martinez. Okay, I don't know if you've seen the side by sides, and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
2000,
of course.
2008 he lost to Dexter Jackson,
Yeah, yeah.
and then 2009 he came back and he was ridiculous, right? That's 1 year between. It's the same physique, the same amount of muscle, pretty much. It's just different levels of how ready you are. And if you put them
Hmm.
side by side, what one of them looks like he's gained loads of muscle and fucking, but all it is basically you're just more ready than the other. And I think sometimes people they don't remember this. So, for example, someone came up to me and said, it kind of wounded me actually. He said, "Your legs look downsized this year," and I was like, "Fuck," because I know they're not. But they looked it on stage, and I'll agree. I'll agree. On stage, they didn't look the same. And it's because, number one, my waist was bigger. Number two, I wasn't in as good condition, so you couldn't see as much detail. So proportionally and detail-wise, it just didn't look right. But what I'm trying to get at is that people don't realize that, when you're not quite ready, it throws the physique completely, completely. So, you either come in ready or you're not really giving a good account of yourself.
Well, yeah. So in hindsight, I am surprised that I looked as good as I looked,
Mm,
considering like everything that happened. You
yeah.
know, because like with my legs still kept up, my legs were still there,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
which I was surprised. Funny enough, I've got no back shots because they only took shots from the routine, so I haven't got comparison shots.
Did you buy the
Yes.
Yeah, but there's no okay.
Weirdly, yeah. There's no compare. There's one that frontable bicep shot.
Mm.
and I have no back shots because when the routine started, and obviously the music, I wanted it to start from one point, but it didn't. It started from the start, so that completely threw me off. And I just went on stage, didn't even hit a back shot. So I was just like, oh shit. So I just went on stage, panicked, and I was just hitting front of biceps. So literally I didn't even hit my front lat spread, which is arguably one of my best shots as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, when you get a bit flustered, you end up just reverting back to what sort of feels comfortable, right?
right.
Yeah, just
Just front of a bicep. That was it. Literally front of a bicep, side chest back into a front of a bicep. Most muscular walked off stage.
well, mate, next time, have a routine up together and everything. I think it's worthwhile investing in a posing coach. Obviously you and I did a couple of bits, and that's cool.
We
But
did, but again, the word is investing, right? And I said to you, right, what we will do is I'm gonna pay you for 4 sessions because we had 4 weeks. And you were like, and we did the first one, and I'm like, right, I'm gonna pay you for 4 sessions. You're like, no, I don't want anything. I can't do. Yes, we're really good friends and this and that, but I can't. You know what I mean? I'm not like that, so I don't want. That's why I didn't message you about it again, because I was just like, no, fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get that.
So just because I don't want to feel like it's time out of your day. I mean, we take an hour or two. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I know what you're saying. But I'd happily help you, and I did. But
and you do, and you have the entire prep because
yeah,
constantly send you shots, and you'd even ask me, you were like, come on, shots.
yeah. Yeah, but but I know what you mean. Yeah, so maybe like someone that you don't know, you like good, and go with it.
And this was about the same thing with the coaching as well, because a lot of people, when I put that story up and like about the like what other people might think a
Yeah,
good coach for me might be, and there was so many suggestions that were yourself, and I was trying to sort of even explain that on my story. I'm like, no, because we're too good of friends. Where yes, I'm friends with Dan, and I'm good friends with Dan, but
yeah,
me and you are on a different level because we've known each other so long, and it's different.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, like in the nicest way possible. I don't want to coach you. I want you as a friend.
Yeah,
There was someone else who said who asked me. I don't know. Someone else asked me last year, and can't remember. Anyway, he's a really good friend of mine, and I said no politely. I was like, I just want to be your mate. Like, I don't want to
yeah,
cloud that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. I
yeah, for
just think
sure.
it's not worth it. So, but you starting with Dan's cool, man. Dan's fucking awesome. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, so we wait until he's finished competing, which then again that puts me in that sort of mind frame of okay, so we're gonna start in end of May, so June essentially, right? So when you first start with a coach, you need to allow for a little bit of time. That first month is essentially a write-off because they're needing to put you on a structure, learn what you respond to,
Yeah.
you know. So that first month, you don't really progress, or you can't jump into a prep from day one, which is why I'm sure you've had the same when a client comes up to you like, I'm 12 weeks out or 10 weeks out, can you take me on? You're like, no. Or you do, but you kind of make it clear that the result might not be what they want or
It's so
as good as it
frustrating.
could
You,
have
you
been.
you just want them a bit before. Just give me a little bit of leeway before, but yeah. So yeah. So you're not going to jump straight in. You're gonna allow him to understand how your body works and the kind of calories that it takes, the kind of output that it takes, where you can recover
So
from.
from that point then, if we were to then start a prep, it might be too late.
Again, depends on your condition. By the looks of things, you've kept things pretty good, so you should be right.
I have, just for that reason, because I'm not, and because I just don't want to. One, I haven't really, again, I haven't really got cravings. I'm just on my diet. As soon as I get to like 242, I'll run a couple of low days. I'll go back to like 237, then I'll eat back up,
Yeah,
and it.
yeah.
So it's
Well,
simple.
can I just say something as well? And I feel silly saying it because it's like, what's the expression? Teaching granny how to suck eggs or whatever. But I know that you know, but still, I want it to come from a different angle. I think your perception of how long a prep should be is a little bit warped because you got to 270 or whatever the fuck you got to. So in your mind, you think, right, well, 12-week prep doesn't get me ready. But it does. In fact, I would argue at the point you're at now, definitely somewhere in the region of 7 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get at is June is absolutely not too late. July is not too late. August isn't too late. You can do it providing your condition is at a level. So what I'm just trying to get across to you is that fuck the fucking 15 to 20 week preps. That's only if you're not really that in shape.
Well, the trouble was with my first prep, I wasn't in shape. I was very far out of shape, but we also did that in 12 weeks. That was how long my prep was. So I was taking off 5 pounds, 5 pounds every week, every fucking week, 5 pounds, 5 pounds. So it was almost like, you know, when we said about I had another from 212 to about 208. So you're talking say 7 pounds, 7 pounds. Let's say, I always say, if I had taken off another 7 pounds, that would have been the look. That would have been the look. But how do you do that?
Are you talking about how do you do that in your specific circumstance?
In
Because
my specific circumstances at the time,
for you, that would have been hard.
it would have been hard because,
Yeah.
like,
all of your dials were maxed out. They were all on 10, 10, 10, 10. So
which you kind of you kind of called that from the start of the prep.
Yeah. I don't know, man. So yeah, for you that would have been quite difficult, but next time round, you know, fingers crossed, you'll be slightly higher, and you can there's things to manipulate, and you'll be fine. But I think one of the things,
for sure. I mean, like, if I was on more food and less cardio, but I think again, to take off that much weight in that time, it was kind of like
you had to do that, but then that's also the thing that shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bit of a catch-22 situation. But I think also there was something else I wanted to say to you. I was thinking this other day. I was on a dog walk, and I thought of this randomly. I don't know why, but I think you were at one point you were like fucking, you were one track mind, and you were like, you remember on the podcast a few times I was like, remember, it's not just about low. It's not about low. You can't keep going low because you're gonna. And you were like, yeah, but I'm fine. Yeah, but I'm fine. And you were kicking back, like in your mind, you were almost like it has to be zero carb or nothing. It got to that point. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
So the reason is because I knew that this was the plan going for the next 4 to 5 weeks. So if I convince myself, oh no, this isn't the way we're gonna have to run it, how do you then stick to that?
Say that again.
Well, if you get told, right, this is the thing you're gonna do for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And you don't put yourself in that mind frame of, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I feel fine. I sort of convince myself that this is really good. I'm fine. Like, you know what I mean? Put myself in that mind frame of, I'm gonna get this done.
Okay.
So I didn't even want to stray from that. I didn't even want to think otherwise.
Yeah. But okay, and then this is another important point for people listening as well. Like, there's a difference between psychological and physiological, right? So because you can take it, like mentally, you could take it. You were fucking locked in, right?
Yeah.
Physiologically, you were stressed the fuck.
Oh,
right. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I was saying it doesn't need to be zero carb, and you know, maybe going with some more food, higher days, whatever the fuck. In your mind, you were like, no, I can take it. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. But your body was crying out for it. You know what I'm saying?
I slept for about a week straight.
By the way, are you over that phase yet? Are you like able to not sleep for a film? Or are you still in it?
No. I'm back to normal because remember I'm 20 pounds above where I was. My training's spot on.
Yeah, but mate, I texted you like ages. Like the other day, I was at a traffic light and I was literally like this. Like literally, I was just in my car with
about a week.
Like, oh mate, no, mine lasts way so long. Amy gets so pissed off at me, mate. Oh my god, we're watching the film and I'm just
saying that we went shopping, like just out for a bit. My missus got a new car, so we just went and ordered the new car, and so we was at the dealership. Fucking takes ages, paperwork. We get back and she was like, "Are you gonna have a nap?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." And literally it was like 3:30, and I slept from 3:30 to 5:30. So you messaged me, like I hadn't seen it. I went down to make a meal, and I see that you'd messaged me to start early. So I was like, "Oh." But literally, yeah, I pretty much nap every day still.
So
Then the other day, right, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, why am I so fucking tired? I was up at 6, 9 o'clock. I went to sleep at like 9:30, and I wake up like 1:30.
yeah, fuck. I do that a lot. And then I just put a podcast in my ear and I just fall back asleep again. But I would say I wake up every night, about like between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
I'm up.
really? No,
Yeah.
I sleep through the night.
Oh, frustrating, man. Fucking frustrating. Because you know what? And then I'll get my you know, you get a weekly report on your iPhone, how much screen time you've had. Because I put what I do is I put a podcast on and I go that, and then I just fall asleep to it in my ear,
Right.
which is
Yeah,
probably
I do
really
that too.
bad.
Put it on the pillow and then yeah.
Oh, bro, but how bad is this for radiation? Not radiation, fucking
Right.
whatever the like. Anyway, I get my screen report and it's like you had your phone on for 14 hours a day. I'm like, fucking hell. Because basically it's on all night. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? As I'm
I
asleep.
purposely
So,
don't do that. I purposely don't do that. No, mine doesn't do that because I've got the YouTube Premium. So you lock your phone.
so
So
you,
with YouTube Premium, I can
what,
put the YouTube video on.
yeah.
I can lock my phone. I can go out of the app. Bro, trust me, you get it. I think it's expensive. It's like £15 a month, but it's well worth it because you get to like go on Instagram whilst your podcast is running.
That
You
is
get to
good.
like answer to people and
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, because you know when you're watching a podcast doing cardio, and then you've got people messaging you, and you've got to constantly do this back and forth.
yeah.
Oh,
No,
mate.
you don't. Literally, it goes like down the bottom. You could even move it. You could even move it up, down. You can like close it away, and it still runs. It's brilliant. No ads.
Okay.
That's the best 15 quid I've spent. Like,
Right,
because
but
it does a trial. It does a trial for a month, and it keeps bugging you like every 5 minutes. It's like, do you want a trial? Do you want the
yeah,
trial?
yeah,
So
I get
one
that.
day I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna try the trial. And I never went back after that.
But so do you listen to podcasts? I know you say you sleep through the night, but do you listen to podcasts as you go to sleep? Because do you like maybe put headphones in and have your phone over on the side or something?
Not anymore, purposely for that reason, because I will put the podcast on and I will be listening to the podcast and I won't fall asleep. So I'll be up for like 2 hours extra listening to the podcast.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. If the podcast is interesting,
Yeah.
I end up staying awake for it. I almost need it to be a little bit mundane.
If it's
Like,
like bro chat
so,
or something that's a bit like kind of just it's just chat shit, I can easily fall asleep on that. But if it's something that's or either something really boring, like I don't know, you go to listen to like a biomechanics fucking podcast or something.
yeah.
Go listen to like Joe Bennett. That's like the best podcast to fall asleep to. Or or like something that's like kind of complete shit that they change the subject all the time and you know.
Well, I find it's funny you say that because actually I'm the opposite, right? So Bro Chat is one of my go-tos. I love Bro Chat, and it keeps me engaged. I find it keeps me engaged because I just really like it. If I want to fall asleep, I'll put on one. Do you know Andrew Huberman?
No.
So he's like a neuroscientist, but
Right.
he's really popular on YouTube. His videos have got millions of hits. And he'll do like a 2-3 hour podcast, just him talking about sleep or about recovery or about
Right.
building muscle. And it's not that he's boring, but it's just like, you know what I mean? So when I put that on, I know I'm going to be asleep in 5 minutes.
I mean, I enjoy bro chat, but I can typically fall asleep to that.
Didn't they? Haven't you ever heard before? You know, you can learn things when you're asleep if you're listening to it. Have you ever heard that before? Like
Um
someone will like learn a new language.
yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah. I'm
It's
not
a
sure
load of
how that would work though, because your memory retention happens when you sleep.
bro. It's a load of shit because
Yeah.
I put on so many like intelligent podcasts as I fall asleep, and I'm still not intelligent. No, what I mean, like none of the information has gone in. Do you know
No,
what I mean?
because for you to retain it, you have to first absorb it, and then when you fall asleep, your body kind of gets rid of a lot of these memories that it doesn't need almost, and the stuff that retains it will retain it. That's basically how it works.
Yeah, that's funny. I remember hearing that once upon a time. Like you know, like if you were to think about something that happened 3 years ago, 4 years, 5, 6 years ago, whatever, you don't remember every detail. You just remember bits because your brain gets rid of the irrelevant. You know,
Yeah.
you know that the conversation happened. Okay, let's say a chat with your old best mate or your old girlfriend or something. You know that you used to speak every day. you know that you used to speak about this, that, and the other, but you can't really decipher the details.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. Or there are people that kind of remember the little details, but they don't
Right,
remember the big
right,
picture.
right. That's a
So you
good
know,
point,
there's
actually.
people that will remember like, oh, this happened, and like they'll remember like the little details, but they won't
Yeah,
remember like the actual overall.
yeah. My brother's a bit like that. My brother, like, it's fucking annoying. Like, so we had a great childhood, me and my brother. Like, we used to play fight a lot, but we used to get on really, really well. And I'd be like, Dave, do you remember when we used to do this, that, and the other? And he'd be like, no. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. But then he'll go, oh, fucking hell. Do you remember on your last day of like that job and then you fucking did this? And he'll say some random shit. And I'm like, fuck
So
it.
my missus is like that. She remember like the minutia stuff, but not the actual like big picture. Whereas I remember we went there, but I don't remember the fucking like
Yeah, yeah,
little bits that happened in between.
yeah. I think there must be, and I'm not even like taking piss, there must be like a form of autism. You know, like when you can hyper focus on specific subjects and really like hone in on it. I don't know, man.
I always say this: to be a good bodybuilder, you've got a little bit autistic, because she always tells me fucking autistic, and I'm like, in
Never
order to
says
be
to
a
me.
good bodybuilder, like that's what it takes, because you to focus on eating your meals every day at the same time, same meals, same training, stick to the same shit for the like for months and months and years. It takes a little bit of fucking autism to do that.
We've had a bit of back and forth of it, like like we're both basically just saying how we're boring, but we enjoy that, right? And I think sometimes we're in this little bubble where we assume that everyone's like that, but not. Like most people in the world think this is terrible what we do. You know what I mean? Like we're a real niche, real niche.
Well, she
You
had
know?
her mate come over couple of days ago, and then she was here like a couple of days before that. I was eating the same meal that I was eating twice, and it was gone at the same time. She's like, "I've seen you eat this meal like twice now." She's like, "Is that not like boring?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, just what I do? It just, you know."
Every
I'm
time I
like,
go back to
"No."
see, every time I go back to see my parents, my dad fucking can't wrap his head around them rice. He's
But
like,
what would you rather eat? And this is the thing I ask people. They're like, "Do you not get bored of that?" I'm like, "Okay, well, what would you rather eat?" Because I can't think of really much other anything else that I would rather eat instead of that. Like, what's wrong with that?
well, I think it's more the way it's prepared, right? So my dad's like, what's just chicken and rice, and then you put some salt in it. I'm like, yeah, and a bit of pepper.
Put
And
some
he's like,
ketchup on it.
no, mate, I just have chicken, rice, and I have a tiny bit of hot sauce. And he's just like, but that's really boring. I'm like, yeah, but it's not. And he's like, but it is. And like fucking how long I've been doing this, he can't grasp it. He's just like, it's fucking weird, mate. I'm like, oh, well, I think my standards of food are way lower than the average person's, right? So I'm so content with just chicken rice. I think it's lovely. I actually look forward to that meal every day.
I
It's not
think,
like it comes around and I'm like dreading eating it. Like I enjoy it.
yeah. No, I'm the same way. I get that. And this is the thing, like sometimes if you think, oh, most of the time I have rice packets, right? But sometimes if I'm like, I don't want the packet, or if I can't be bothered to cook rice, I'll just make cream of rice. It's the
Right.
same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's no different. But if I'm like, oh, I'm late for my meal, and rice cooking it takes about 20 minutes, cream of rice takes 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll have cream of rice, but it's
You,
still the same shit.
does packet rice confuse your clients? The weight
I
of it.
just put half a
Weight
packet,
the weight of
or
it really confuses people, doesn't it?
so for me, I don't put say 130 grams or I'll just say either half a packet or it's full
Right,
packet. It's either
right,
full
right, right,
packet or a
right,
half packet. That's the measures. There's
right.
no like.
Oh, bro, I say 100 grams, and obviously on the packet of rice it's 250.
Yes.
So how do I want? They're like, is that like 40% of the pack? I'm like cooked weight and fucking raw weight. They're fucking different. For those watching, 100 grams of raw weight is the equivalent of a packet. It says 250 because it's been cooked. But anyway, this is so confusing to people. This is so confusing to
I
people.
actually mainly work with packets when it comes to my
Yeah,
client, because if I
good idea.
start to do it raw, it confuses them even more.
Yeah,
So I'll
yeah.
just use packets. I'm like, right, have a packet, done, or half a packet. You know, depending on where they're at. I only really work in packet rice.
I don't really understand people who you might disagree. That's fair enough. But I don't really understand why you'd weigh cooked. You know, cooked weight food.
No, it's stupid.
Isn't it stupid? Isn't it stupid?
It's
I
very
can't
stupid.
I can't wrap my head around.
I mean, I think with carbs, it's slightly different. Mainly rice, because depending on how much water you put in there, I think with meat, more or less, it can be similar. As long
Give
as
or
you're
take.
not one time oven bake it, the next time air fry
Right,
it, the next
right,
time,
right, right,
you know,
right.
as long as you're pan frying it, it's always more or less the same. I can sort of see that. Or if you cook it in batches, because some people do that. Like we get to cook out all of our meals fresh, but some people need to prepare.
Okay, in that instance, I'll agree. If you batch cook your chicken and you've got like a kilo of it cooked, okay, cool, like fair enough. But
Yeah.
if you just wear it raw, then you're always accurate. You're always accurate.
So in that sense, what I tell people is this: if you're gonna prep for 3 days, and you got, let's say, 3 chicken meals, 200 grams each, so like cook the weigh out the raw first, cook it. Let's say your oven baker, because there's a load of fucking chicken. You're not going to sit there on the pans like doing it all. So most people, you'd assume, are baking it in the oven.
Yep.
When it's cooked, weigh it.
Yeah, and see the
Make sure
difference.
the temperature is the same and the time you're cooking it is the same.
Yep.
Find out what it is and just use that as your standard.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think I've been guilty, very much so, of like assuming people know this, but they don't. They need to be
Um,
told.
yeah, no,
People do need to be told this shit.
I don't. Do you know what? I don't explain either. And then I get annoyed. I'm like, "It's fucking
Yeah,
retard."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's because we think it's simple and we understand it. People don't.
100%. What I've realized, so I do introduction videos for my clients, and typically I'll explain this. I try and keep it short and sweet, but it can be confusing. So I just explain like it's always raw. And as you say, do it one time with a big
Yeah,
load, and then that's your level. You
yeah.
know you can always base off that. But
So in some countries, like for example in America, they are legally allowed. I actually only just recently found this out from. I was listening to on a podcast. American Bodybuilder was talking about this. They're legally allowed to put a certain amount of water in their chicken. That's above and beyond what we are. So the
okay, so
standard is different. So
okay, okay,
that's their argument for cooking it,
yeah.
for measuring it cooked.
Because then
Because
immediately, as soon as you cook it, you lost all that water, and it's just yeah. Okay.
so for them it's slightly different. But for us here, if you live in England, no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and if you're chopping and changing like where you get your chicken from all the time, for example, like I don't know this by the way. This is not like if you were to buy organic from a butcher compared to Asda, I'm guessing that the weight is going to be a bit different because the quality is going to be a bit different. I don't actually know the answer to that by the way, but it might be right
And
because
then at
there's
the end of the day,
less
are we just
water, less.
overthinking it?
Say again.
Are we just overthinking it? Because if you're 200 grams of chicken, how much water realistically is there going to be? I always tell people 20% between cooked and raw. If you can't work out how much it is, 20%.
So 100 grams raw typically works out about 70 grams cooked.
Right. So you're
So
taking
200 is
30% off.
140. So yeah, 20%.
Well, you're taking 30%, but yeah,
Hold
yeah.
on a minute.
Between
So 20% would be 40 off, so 160. Okay, yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so I say yeah, so that's typically what it is. Again, it depends on how long you cook it, I guess.
Oh, I mean, if you blast it in the air fryer for
Yeah.
20 minutes, you'll have like, 100 grams will probably shrivel down to 50. But that's just hydration.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So,
As I say, overthinking. But me, overthinking. And on that subject, I've got a client. I don't know if he'll watch this. He does. Jacob. Hello, mate. So
he does watch it.
I don't know if he does, but I need him to know that it's not me talking on his back kind of thing. Like he's a nice dude, and we've had some good interactions, right? But man, does he overthink? Oh my god, does he overthink? Like, and he is such a nice dude, and he's really articulate, and he's like really polite and everything. But sometimes I just want to shake him and be like, look, just fucking do it. Just do this. Like so, in a nutshell, he's been training 5 years, and He's 6'2" and he weighs 70 kilos, 68 kilos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you already know what his body composition's like. Yeah. Pretty fucking slim. And he was doing barely any volume. So I've upped his volume. I actually said this in the group the other day. Do you remember I put him in the group?
Yeah.
Wanted your opinions. Yeah. And he is just adamant that he needs to worry about his MRV, which is his maximum recoverable volume. And he needs to worry about his like RIR, reptum reserve. He needs to worry about his muscle protein synthesis and timing of feedings and protein amounts. And like, I'm like, and do you know what he's doing? He's kicking back from what I'm saying, and he's really reverting back to what he was doing before.
And he probably thinks, Ryan, he's an idiot. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand that because he's gone and watched. He's read studies and this and that. And I have these clients too, when they'll just message me something really complicated. I'm like, look, I understand exactly what you're talking about because I get into all this research. I research that stuff, but that doesn't apply to you. So it just discard it, just ignore it. But they think, he's an idiot.
Yeah, 100%. At some point in the last couple of weeks, Jacob has thought I was an idiot. 100%.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but it's fucking. Isn't it funny though? Like sometimes you've just got to call authority. Like, look, I've been doing this a long time, and I've helped thousands of people. Just listen. Just fucking listen. I've got a cool rank. Just listen. Just listen. Like, what about what you were doing for the last 5 years makes you convinced that that's the right way? What are you judging your mindset on? Why are you so convinced that that is working for you? Because if you're 68 kilos and 6'2", you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of
God.
these guys, they're just a set in certain mindset, and that's why sometimes it's important to go, like, to not go to a coach that's has that same mindset, because they'll probably just won't progress.
Oh man, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. But I guess like sometimes if you've never had a coach before, it can be quite difficult to let go of. I think we're creatures of habit, and if you're in a habit and letting go of the reins, it must be quite hard for some people because you're in your mind, this is the way. And then all of a sudden you give someone else the reins to help you out. And then, I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. If you're 6'2", 70 kilos, it doesn't matter what's in your fucking mind. It doesn't fucking work. So shut the fuck up and listen to what a guy who's 6'2", 6'3", but 140 kilos is telling you. Double your body weight. Maybe listen to him.
Yeah, but it's not even like what you do for yourself. It's like I said, I've been doing this job so long now. I can do it with my eyes closed. It's just I don't need. I can take 5 seconds to realize, because he sent me his old plan. His volume was just non-existent. He was doing full body workouts in like 4 times a week, and the volume was just like one thing on bicep, one thing on legs, one thing on chest, and it's just like just not working, man. It's not working.
And unless you're really strong, that won't work. Because I have got a powerlifter guy who's mega strong. He's like squats 300 and he's really fucking strong. And we do that. He's on a 3-day-a-week fucking training, and he's massive, but he's fucking strong.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with the recovery, you need more recovery because of what you're putting your body through. Recovering from, 2 sets of bicep curls that are on 15 kilos, like you could probably train every day doing that. You could probably train twice a day doing that. You know what I mean? So it's really hard getting the expression old dog new tricks, like he's been doing it long enough that he just is convinced that he's on the right path. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
So Jacob, if you're watching this, fucking listen. But yeah, anyway.
Should we bet on the universe? And before anyone comes in and goes, "Oh, you're just copying bro chat," shut the fuck up. We've actually been going with bet for this is what we do.
You and me have been betting for fucking 6 years or some shit. Like,
yeah. So that's not we're not trying to be we actually do this all the time.
Hey, but also, even if we are copying bro chat, which we're not, but even if we are, who gives a fuck? It's a good fucking podcast. True. Who gives a shit? It's entertaining, right? It's entertaining. So anyway, so I was there on the weekend. And
bro, he looked good. I saw him. He looked really fucking good.
Yeah, man. He was like there's levels. Like everyone walked out and you're like, yeah, okay, yeah. Then Craig walked out and it was like, oh.
Yeah.
It was like no one was even close.
Oh no. But he didn't really have much competition at that show either, did he?
Not really,
So
no. I mean, Marcus Ellison, he was a classic guy. He's a black guy. He's like very good.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
just a bit too small for Craig.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's almost like, you know, when you, because you've done shows like that. For example, last year at the PCA Exeter, like there was no one that was even in the same fucking like no one was living near you. So it was kind of like, yeah, you won that, but it was kind of like, well, who did you go up against? It's almost like
yeah,
when you turn up by yourself in a class, and it's like, you know, when people win, and it's like, and that's not your fault
yeah,
because you
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know who turns up to the show.
yeah,
But
yeah.
let's compare that with the two bro show that you done.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's so different.
Then
Yeah,
you're having a different fucking conversation. So
could agree
you
more, man.
can't.
That's it. I remember. So after the Exeter show, I gave Dan, you know, Big Bone asked Dan Nab, I gave him a lift back to Bristol, like he was driving through. And he went, "Yeah, but with all due respect, mate," he goes, "You should be winning that." Like that, like he goes, "It's not that I'm not happy for you. Of course, I'm happy for you, but well, duh." And I
Yeah,
was like, "Okay." He
yeah,
goes, "You've been
yeah.
doing it
No,
so
no.
long now, and like that is your level. Like, you should be walking those shows." And I was like,
And I
"Okay."
think that's why your confidence was quite high last year, because you did beat some really good bodybuilders. Whereas if you turn up to shows and you kind of you walk and you don't really beat anyone that's even anywhere near you, then it's kind of like, it's almost like going to the gym and you're like, oh yeah, I could bench like 140, and you're like, well, 140 is all right, but because no one else does that in here, it makes you look like the strongest guy, you know,
Yeah,
in a pure
yeah,
gym. So
yeah. You're right, man. I mean, you can't dictate who turns up, but yeah, Craig winning, it was like obviously because Craig is of a really high standard within UK bodybuilding. And the rest of the guys, with all due respect, as much as they were good, they're just not on his level. They're just not. So this set us up really well for the universe, doesn't it?
oh yeah.
So that Dan is fucking phenomenal too. Chris is phenomenal. I don't even know who else. But yeah. So,
So
uh,
yeah, Chris, Dan,
well, Chris, Dan, Craig.
um,
I don't know who else.
oh, well, Nathan's doing it. Nathan Heck, he's doing it.
Oh shit, he's very good. He's very good. He did that pose recently next to Hollington, and he like
I know, mental, isn't it?
arguably beat him. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he
Nathan is up there too. That because again, I think he's in the medium. Is he?
if he's medium, okay. Shit,
But
that's
they'll be on
annoying.
the overall.
Oh, no, he's definitely in medium, and I know this because I had a client next to him who was
Right.
medium. FitX last year. My client was fucking good, and I thought he's going to win this, and he just turned up next to fucking Nath, and I was like,
Those short guys, bro, they're just
I think class two or bodybuilder medium, whatever you want to call it, is like the class. I
yeah,
think if you're a good class two guy, like you know what I mean, it's that like between 5'8" and 5'11". It's like that's the bodybuilder height you want to
yeah.
be.
If you're like 5'10", that's like the class. That's your height to be like.
Yeah, 5'8" to
Um,
5'10", and you weigh about 115 kilos. You're gonna fucking wipe the floor with pretty much everyone. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Obviously, we
anyway,
can't
so
leave him out. But is he qualified? What show has he done?
I don't actually follow him, but I'm pretty
No,
sure he
'cause
has no show. If he'd done a show, he would have won the overall, like almost definitely, right?
yeah.
And I haven't seen it, so he hasn't done one.
Has he got time?
Yeah, there's PCA Ireland. Hold on, let's have a look quick.
Let me look on his
Yeah, go on his page and I'll go on. So, are you aware of anyone else doing it?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so there's two shows on the same day, right?
Right.
What are we today? The 14th. So there's two shows on Sunday, two PCA shows. One in Ireland and one in Middlesbrough or
That
Newcastle. No.
that lat spread.
Wow. Yeah, man. He's legit. He is legit.
Um,
He's very hard to beat, you know, bro.
yeah.
He's hard to beat. He's hard to beat. Um, so
He's got nice shape.
bro. He's also got a qualifier the day before. So in the same venue, there's a qualifier the day before the universe.
Right. Okay.
that is such a good way to get an invite, like the day, like yeah. So he's either doing this Sunday or he's doing the Universal Qualifier.
He looks ready.
Yeah, man, he's fucking. It's a shame
So
we don't.
right,
So anyway, yeah. So who are we? Who are we going for? I was going to say, what should the forfeit be? Which one? Is your money still with? Are you changed your mind?
no, because I see pictures of Dan pretty much every day because he just when he does the check-ins, he just sends them to me as well.
Okay, so you're going Dan as the winner.
I think so. I think so. I mean, look, Craig is such a good bodybuilder, and I might have a bias. I mean, look, you're better friends with Craig. I'm better friends with Dan. That aside, I have a bias towards my preference of a thicker, more denser physique, more like heavily muscled, and even though I haven't got a physique like that, because I would say I have more of a physique like Craig.
Yeah, so Craig is more like me in the sense that Craig could almost be classic because he's got really great lines for his size. He's got a small waist.
Yeah,
and he's really detailed, right?
yeah.
But he's also really big. So Craig, I'm not saying you're classic by the way. What I'm saying is that you're like a class one dude.
If Craig was like 4 inches shorter,
Oh,
to the point where he could make weight.
Tell you what, my preference of a physique, it's close, right? I'm going to go with Craig.
Yeah.
I think Craig can beat Dan. I think Craig can beat Dan, and I think Craig can beat Chris.
Okay.
It's no disrespect on either of those lads. I think the wider both of them think they're such nice guys, and
we're all friends here, so you know.
I know, but I just need to make sure that it's not seen as like a fuck you. Me and Dan were having a back and forth the other day, and I was like, "I'm not doing the uni," and he was like, "Oh, that's such a shame." And Dan said to me, "Are you sure you want to wait till next year to go against me? Because that's I'm going to go another year, and I'm going to work the floor with you." Like, you know what I mean? It was like banter, and I was like, "Bro, you don't stand a chance." Blah blah. Blah. So we're like, so please understand that it's all in good faith. But I do think Craig can take Dan. I do. I do.
I don't disagree. I having seen how Craig looks, mind you, he's gonna have 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It's very possible. But the things Dan is doing at the minute, like I don't know how much, he's like fucking on it, bro. He's on it. But as is Craig, Craig's on it too.
Craig went to beat man. By the way, it's only 3 weeks, isn't it? 3 weeks to university.
Yeah, 3 now. Yeah,
just under 3.
Dan's a lot lighter than it was at either of those shows as well.
Good. So he should be again. He's going to be.
I think this is what he needed as well because he again he doesn't need to chase the fullness and the body weight.
He's got the fullness. Even him, like with like 5 to 10 pounds off, I don't know. He's going to look so dense. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to worry about density. He doesn't need to worry about.
He reckons he's going to be in the high 230s on stage, and he was 253 at Exeter. So you're talking 10, 15 pounds off. So he means fucking business. He's not going to come in off.
Oh no. Craig was 249 on show day, and I was literally stood with him and Tom on stage after Craig had won. Tom actually said, "I don't want you smaller than 250 at uni."
Right.
Those were Tom's words. Tom said,
and I think that's right because Craig just has that much more space to occupy. So that's probably fair.
Yeah, I mean,
look, right, you come in at about 255.
Yeah.
So that's probably where he needs to be in that same condition.
So, yeah, so I was 255 last year and I was 265 this year, but off.
Yeah. 265 with 10 pounds to come off.
Yeah. I think honestly, I truly believe I maybe could have been a couple of pounds, which is, I know it's splitting hairs right now, but in an 8-month off season, it's fair to say I could have gained 1 or 2, 3 pounds. Yeah, and so yeah, I think for Craig to be, my opinion, and Craig, I've said it to Craig's face as well. I think Craig should go deplete harder, pull everything off, and then go to about 245. That's my opinion. Now,
Yeah,
him and
but that's
Tom,
your approach. You're always in favor of that.
because you know what, my strengths are Craig's strengths in the sense that he
Yeah.
is so detailed. He gets details that other people don't.
Oh yeah.
And I, like I say, him and Tom probably disagree with me. That statement that I just made about Craig being 240 then 245, him and Tom will probably both say no, and that's fair enough. But my opinion is he should do that, and he would be ridiculously good at 240. I mean, he's ridiculously good now, but you know what I'm saying, like that finish touch.
Almost like that separates that condition from everyone else.
Yeah.
That
Well,
and
there's like pro level condition. Like, I don't know about you. I follow Raymondino. Do you follow Raymondino?
yeah.
You know, like some of his checking like videos, like that condition, bro. It is off the charts. Do you know what I mean? And do you know there's another guy as well, Brazilian guy called Gabriel something. He's quite good looking as well. He's classic.
Uh
Ever. I'll fucking. In fact, I'll send you him now so you can have a look. Right? There's like pro level condition. You know what I'm on about? Like there's amateur, then there's pro level condition.
oh
It's
yeah.
like to get that level of condition, I believe you just need to suck the fuck down. You know what I mean? Like really
I
suck
think for
down.
most of us that haven't got those pro genetics for the fullness though, we just look like shit. We would probably like, but then you don't
I
know.
can see that. So here I'll go send you his profile now. This guy. So yeah, you're probably right there. I'll definitely take that on board as well. But I just think we're very, very focused on fullness, which we've touched on quite a lot. But yeah, if you suck right down, man, you're going to be ridiculous. Yeah, that guy there. Have you seen him before?
Yeah, fucking hell, that tricep, bro. You
Yeah,
could see.
mate, what the fuck? For those watching,
But how does he look on stage?
oh, he's ridiculous. He's so good. He stood next to
Yeah.
Bumstead. He was top 10 classic. Mate, what the fuck?
Yeah, that is mental.
You know what I mean? There's like levels. Oh, there you go. There's him next to Bumstead. His physique's just crazy, man. It's just fucking unbelievable. Yeah, that's him next to Bumstead there.
Got very similar physiques. Yeah, I've seen that comparison.
He's not a million. Bumstead's better, obviously.
Oh.
Bumstead's better than everyone, but like he's not a million miles off, and that's you know what I mean. Like, so
And
anyway,
this is
yeah,
the thing, like the top 10, none of them are a million miles apart.
it's like everyone is like interchangeable, other than Bumstead. Bumstead at his best is pretty much untouchable.
Oh
But
yeah.
like the rest are kind of like But you know what I'm on about when it's like so crispy. And that's why I always talk about like sucking down and being super depleted because that's what these dudes do.
Yeah.
I've seen Chris Bumstead's YouTube and he's just his daily calories. He's eating like nothing. And I know he's got them genetics where he can stay full. I get it, but if he is doing that, what business have people like me got eating 1,000 grams of carbs here, there, and everywhere? You know what I'm saying?
100%. I think a lot of it now is people are trying to compensate for that like lack of condition with, well, I'm just gonna out full everyone.
Yeah. Okay, well, look at the Olympia. And it was quite a big thing this year. Who was more conditioned? Classic guys or open guys?
I don't think that's fair to compare though.
Why?
Well, because when you compare someone that's got 30, 40 pounds more muscle than those guys.
But have they?
Well,
Hear me out.
do,
Hear me out. Hear me out. Have they necessarily got more muscle, or are they just holding a more fullness? Because they're probably holding 10 pounds for sure more fullness. Like,
I mean, look at last year. There was a picture of Rami and Chris together.
okay, they're different. They're not even close. I agree on that.
Yeah. So
okay, but I'm assuming you've seen the comparisons of Bumstead and what's his name, Rafael Brandao.
okay.
Have you seen the comparison of those two?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So again, for those watching, Rafael Brandao came 10th, and Chris Bumstead is obviously Bumstead. And they've done a comparison. So obviously one's open and one's classic. And Bumstead's legs are smaller. then you could argue that's because he sucked down. You suck down, you do lose fullness for your legs, like pretty much most people do.
Rafael's like 265, isn't he? I think I watched a podcast of him or them speaking about him a couple of weeks out, and he was like 265. So he's nowhere near. He's got 30 pounds on Chris.
But if Chris didn't have to suck down, it's kind of like the crux of what I'm getting at. Chris sucks down to 235. Yeah. He didn't have to suck down to make weight. He could probably be 245, 250. Then it starts to become more of a level playing field. So I think what I'm trying to get at is, and maybe you don't agree, but the classic guys are more conditioned, and it was quite well documented this year. Again, you might not agree, that's fair enough. But the reason why they're more conditioned is because they're sucking down, they're depleting harder. Now, my point is, if we stopped focusing so much on fullness and started thinking about condition, then we'd be, like.
But I do think unless you've got those genetics, you can go too far. Look at Neil Curry.
Oh, okay.
So
good point.
He sucks down too far to where he actually detracts from his look, because you look at him 2 weeks out and you're like, fucking hell. And you look at him on stage and you think, oh.
Okay. I've seen that as well, and I'll take that on board. But then my argument would be, do you think maybe there are diuretics at play there?
Because how much weight can you realistically take with a diuretic?
No. What I mean is the reason why he looks so, like, he looks sucked down his chest and everything, right? What I'm trying to tell you is, as we've experienced ourselves, when you use diuretics, you can't get pumped and everything looks flat.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, especially having Milos Sarcev as your coach, it's a strong possibility that he lost a lot of fullness via that.
Neil.
And maybe I'm wrong. Just
Neil? No, Neil's coached by Ben Chow.
Oh, I thought he was fucking Milos.
No, that's Jimmy.
Well, I forget what I said there then,
but
okay.
Regardless, diuretics are used for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I emphasize Milos because Milos is quite extreme with some of his protocols. That's
yeah.
But anyway,
I mean, look, regardless, if you got to make weight, you got to make weight. But I think again, like some of those guys, if they have to come down to, like Rafael, for example, if he has to come down to, because could he make squeeze into classic? Maybe not, probably not. Maybe he could make it, but I think that would be a totally different look because he does hold more fucking muscle.
So I'm gonna 180 on what I just said, and yeah, you're right. I mean, some people don't. The very thing that you're trying to get is condition, right? But then in doing so, you lose out. So Nick Walker at the Olympia was bigger, and then at the Arnold he was smaller and like more diced, but he looked way better at the Olympia, didn't he? Like he was more imposing. He lost that pop,
especially like because again, our chests. When we flatten out, you don't lose your strong body parts.
No.
I lose my quads when I flatten out. I don't lose my quads. I lose my chest. I don't lose my arms. I lose my chest. So
Yeah, that's so true, man. Like when I'm fully depleted, when I'm at my lowest point, my chest is literally like
it's
completely
deflated. A pigeon.
Yeah, it's like it literally couldn't be more flat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I can 180 on what I just said. It's like I can't even make up my own mind. But it kind of depends on the individual. Some people suit being sucked down, some people don't. And I think to go back to Craig is more similar to me in the sense that 6'3", very broad, and he's very detailed. So for him to get sucked down, I don't think will hurt his physique.
And think who you're going up against. That you're going up against Dan, who's the biggest and most muscled. Well, from the guys that we know that are doing it,
arguably one of the thickest guys that's going to be doing it. Yeah.
So you're never going to out fullness him.
Yeah.
So why even try and play that game? It's a bit like, look, what you went through. Oh, I'm going to try and come in. Not obviously that wasn't your call, but
yeah.
I'm going to try and come in fuller. Well, no, because that's not your strength. And the guys that you're going up against, you're never going to beat on that. So why even bother? Play to your strength.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do think it's a mistake. Yeah, to try and out muscle someone who is probably what Dan's maybe like 4 inches shorter than Craig.
Yeah, Dan's like my height. Dan, 5'11". Yeah, 5'11", 6 foot.
yeah, 5'11", 6 foot. Craig 6'3", so it's 3 to 4 inches. So for Craig to out dense him is probably not going to work. That being said, Craig does have larger legs, so
it's going to come down to. I think the best way to do this is pose for pose. So let's ignore everyone else that's in the class, because you might get some fucking freak that turns up, because it can happen, and beat both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But from what we know, if we look at pose for pose, front relaxed, which is arguably Dan's worst pose, and Craig is really good at that.
So we go Craig.
So we're going to go Craig. Dan's quarter turns are really good. So I'll give both quarter turns to Dan, because he's got the arms. He's got.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, okay, go for it.
No, well, if you disagree.
No. I kind of want to hear your go on.
Well, I think the quarter turns is a lot more about the person with bigger arms and thickness is going to present better. Then you've got the legs, sure. But
back relaxed. Dan's back is very hard to beat, but then again, maybe his balance is going to be off because his back's so thick, and then his legs don't look as big from behind.
You could argue that, but I still think all the rear shots are just going to go to Dan, because that back is just. I think it's difficult to rival that, especially that's Craig's weakness.
Okay, I'll concede that because of the back. I'll concede that. Okay.
I just think that back the minute you look at that back and you just think, oh fuck, okay. Almost like yourself, right? You win rear shots, not because your back is so good. Like, and at that point, no one is looking at your lower and thinking, oh, maybe his hamstrings is a little bit down, are a little bit out of proportion. You look at that back and you think, oh fuck.
Yeah,
it's the way it works, because you're just drawn to that one body part that's just insane, especially when you stand next to someone with a lesser developed back.
Yeah, okay. So then go to mandatories, front double.
Craig.
Front lat. Bear in mind, look at Craig's front lat when he just won this weekend.
I know, it's fucking mental.
I'd give that
to Craig. I'd give that to Craig as well. Side chest. Dan, easy.
Side try.
Dan, easy.
That's actually Dan's best pose.
Yeah, and Craig again.
Arguably. But mind you, Craig does that where he steps forward and shows quad detail, which then bumps him up a bit, you know?
Yeah, but Dan still looks really good in his.
I think it's Dan's best pose. I'll agree.
Yeah.
Fucking crap. Okay, so we got 5-3. Back shots. It's going to be hard to be down in the back shots.
Yeah.
So then we got. So now you're claiming 7-3. Then we got abs and thigh.
I'll give that to Craig.
7-4.
Just because of Dan's midsection, sometimes it can hold. It can be a bit thicker. And again, that balance. I think in the ab and thigh, the balance is really important from top to bottom.
Sure, and that's where Craig comes into his own because of his leg size, right?
Yeah.
So, and then most muscular.
Dan.
Again, I think this might be Craig's best shot as well. The hands on hips one.
I know, it's very, very good, very good. But again, most muscular to me is when you okay. It depends how you see it. When you hit the most muscular, it's almost like the muscles that you're trying to show. So for me and you to hit a crab, that looks terrible because we haven't got the muscles that show off like the most amount of muscle, if that makes sense.
Hey, hold on a minute. I don't mind my crab on stage. I've got some crab shots to show you.
But compared to your other most muscular, I think your crab is probably the weakest out of all of your most muscular shots.
Maybe.
The way I see most muscular is when you hit it, every muscle that shows is like showing the most amount of muscle within your physique, right?
Yep. But I don't know. I've got
And you lean to one side with yours, which looks good. Yeah, this is good, but I still prefer your like hands clasped,
yeah,
or
yeah.
you know, because it shows that fullness up top, like that that.
Um, yeah, okay. So you'd still go with Dan for the most muscular? So that means you're giving it quite an overwhelming victory to Dan.
Well, let's run back through the shots. So what is it again? What does it work out to?
You made it 8-4.
Okay. And what did we give to Dan? The rear shots?
Rear shots, side shots, front and back relaxed, and then most muscular.
No, front relax I'll give to Craig.
Excuse me, back right. So yeah, back relax, most muscular, front shots, side shots, back shots.
All right.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing. By the way, if Craig, you're listening, I don't know if I agree with what Judd says there, right? So look at this. What you need to remember is there is something about the frame. So I made this the other day. So me and Dan, both with our swords, if you look at the swords, they're sized the same.
Yeah.
Side by side, Dan's got a bit of thickness through the chest, but there is like a definite like structural advantage.
Yeah, but we're
And
talking
leg
about
size?
you. Hold on, we're talking about you here.
Craig is very, very similar in size to me though, like that way and
No,
height.
because his arms, you've got better arms, which makes a big difference. Look, the most muscular, the arms make the pose, in my opinion. Or not make it, but play a focal point. When you look at Nick Walker, when you look at Nick Walker, who's arguably got one of the best most musculars, it's because of his arms. If his arms were no good, it just would not look
right. Yeah, you know, like the Kevin Levrone or Phil Heath,
right.
Arm dominant guys, like it's like
yeah. Every arm dominant guy, just you can have bad chest, you can have, it doesn't. Not that it doesn't matter, but I think that is well, look, fine. I'm happy to say that you can give the most muscular to Craig, but I still don't think so, because just the muscularity and density is what wins that pose, in my opinion.
And you know what? We're just having a laugh right now. Like ultimately, we don't fucking know. It's just like whatever, you know.
No. We're just critiquing, and like I said, both of those guys are good friends of ours, so we just sort of use that as a.
Yeah, it's just something that's coming up, and it's an interesting comparison. They're very, very different physiques, and until they stood side by side, I don't know. It's just speculation. It's just speculation. So
yeah,
I'm firm in my choice. I believe that Craig can take him because there is a structural advantage and more of a balance to upper to lower.
Do you not think that can sometimes play against you, like you said that yourself, where standing next to Reece, for example, that plays against you. Actually plays against you. Like, yes, you occupy more space, but you said it yourself. That's not a good thing sometimes, especially in bodybuilding.
Definitely. I keep saying something and then going back on my word, but yeah. And Dan is phenomenal. If Dan wins, it's not going to be like a shock. If Craig wins, it's not going to be a shock. They're both fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think no one's going to complain either of them that win.
No, man.
No, but I mean, with the shots that we went through, which shots do you think I've got wrong?
Most muscular.
Okay.
The side shots, maybe with Craig's outturned leg, he can take mass.
Nah, because Dan's thickness through that chest is just
okay. Yeah, I agree. His side triceps phenomenal. Okay, so I only disagree potentially with the most muscular. So, but just because it's like, let's say 5-4, I don't know however it works out, that doesn't necessarily mean that 2 wins. But it's like, I think there is. You take these shots shot for shot, but then also it's just looking at them on stage and just seeing how they present and everything. And I think,
but no, I mean, look, they're both high level enough competitors that their presentation is going to be on point.
Of
So
course.
I just standardize that. I'm like, right, provided both their routines are on point, both their posing is on point, both of them, like, they've got that down.
Oh, okay. I think I think more what I mean is, well, let's say let's remove Craig and Dan, and let's just say Phil Heath versus Kai Green. You could do a pose for pose, and it could be like, oh, Phil Heath won 5-4, right? But that doesn't necessarily that overall he wins. What I'm saying is like there could be like the ones where Phil Heath won could have been really, really close. And then the ones where Kai Green won, it was like a fucking landslide. You know, like you know what I'm
I don't
saying?
think that's the I don't think that's a fair comparison because Craig and Dan are totally opposite physiques. Meaning the shots that Craig wins, Dan doesn't even touch him. That front double, Craig will take, and Dan won't even be near. Dan's shots that Craig that like when they turn to the back, Craig won't even be near him. I personally, I think the shots that Dan takes, Craig is kind of like it's almost like you're like, okay, he gets that slam dunk. It's like certain.
I think
Like with that front relaxed, right? That's arguably Dan's worst pose, and he's obviously we've gone back and forth on the group as well, where you've said to him maybe try this and trying that, but I think no matter how you do it, obviously that's always going to be his worst shot.
yeah, like genetically it doesn't suit him. Even though I think he doesn't look too bad in it at all. He just
No,
doesn't, yeah.
no, but obviously we're talking about
Yeah.
such a high
Well,
level. That.
I think we can go back and forth on this, but ultimately it's gonna be really hard. So and I'm mindful that I don't want to say anything that's gonna piss them off because they're right in the latter stages of prep. And I don't want to get in any of their heads. I don't want them to be like, oh, they're fucking kids. Like I'm just mindful. Anyway,
Maybe
so
we
we need
shouldn't be
to
talking about this because we don't want to. But then again, they know that we don't mean that in a oh fuck off you
I
suck.
know but what I know is in prep, sometimes you can have a warped idea of stuff. Like it might just take something wrong, and that's the last thing I
Yeah,
want.
no, sure, you're right.
So,
Yeah.
so now let's move on and let's talk about the forfeit. Let's talk about the forfeit. What you've got, Dan. I've got Craig. What's the
Oh,
forfeit?
what we're gonna bet on?
Yeah. What's the bet? What's the forfeit? What's the what?
Oh,
So you don't reckon it should be financial?
I mean, unless you can think of a better idea, like I don't mind betting on money, but I just think it's a bit boring.
The obvious answer is something like a tattoo,
Say
shaved
this
head,
was this
shaved
is the thing.
eyebrow.
Beck was like, she's like, what you should do is whoever loses needs to get the other person's initial on them tattooed. I was like, I'm not doing that. She's
Thing
like,
is,
but he said,
you've got so many tattoos.
she goes, if you lose, but I know why she did that. She's like, if you lose, you get to have an R on you. And Rebecca, so
Yeah.
she's got that, she's fought that through. She's like, if he loses, he gets to have my initial, and I'm going to tell people I've got her initial on me. I think that's what she's fought.
Well, all right, we're gonna have to make it Ryan then. You're gonna have to have Ryan full name.
That's going to have to be the whole thing, bro. Imagine that, have
And
another bloke's
surname as
name
well.
on your
Surname Ryan Mackey.
yeah, have like your like another bloke's name like tattooed on you.
But the thing is, you're heavily tattooed already. I feel like you could just make it Lost. Oh shit! I don't know. That those stakes are high. A tattoo is quite high stakes. Like,
Well, I don't know. I mean, you seem pretty certain.
yeah. Shaving head, it grows back. Shaving your eyebrow, it grows back.
Yeah, but my head's already shaved.
All right, fucking. We might need a hand on this one. If people have made it this far in the video.
I asked her for ideas. That's
if people have made it this far in the video, if they can write in the comments.
okay.
I don't know if like people would have actually made it this far or not. But yeah, if you have, then help us out. See if you can come up with something good.
I mean, because money's a bit boring, isn't it? Money's kind of like meh. It's like,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, straight away my mind went like, oh, like.
Have you ever had any piercings? Have you had any piercings ever?
I've never had a piercing in my life. Piercing.
All right.
And I've got to have
the little dangly bit.
Yeah, no, I've got to have like DC. Like, can you get letters dangling? B and C.
What, your ear? You want to get your ear done?
No, I don't really want to get it done, no, but I'm just thinking it's a forfeit, isn't it?
All right, let's do the piercing.
Yeah, piercing. Yeah, ear piercing. This bit here, just a normal bit.
You want to do one ear? Ear's a bit boring. Let's do something more fun. Let's do like a
Oh
nose
shit!
ring.
Don't say dick. Please do not say
Oh no,
dick.
fuck no! I'm not doing that. No chance.
Prince Albert. Now, okay, so what nose piercing? Oh man, I really don't. Craig, you better turn up, motherfucker.
Or a lip. Get like the lip.
Oh, Craig, fucking don't lose. All right, nose or lip?
Bro, I'm willing to bet you anything. So it's your call. I am that certain.
Let's go. Let's go nose.
All right.
Oh man, I just got all nervous.
It's hard, isn't it? No, because like it's not like we're betting something like that's almost like that there's either one of them could win
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're both so good. Like when I looked at Craig's shots this weekend, I was like, whoa. I was like, and we got a bet. I was almost like thinking, oh, shit.
Same
But
as Dan, mate. All the Dan's uploads, I'm like, man, he's fucking good. He's very good.
yeah, and I'm not sure if you've seen any more of the recent ones, because like I said, but bro, those recent ones are like night and day.
I might check in with him this evening then. And,
I'll tell him not to send you. I said to Dan, I said, don't show Ryan anything. I told him, I said, don't show Ryan.
Oh shit! Right, yeah. Me and Craig have got a bit of ass in the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I've all of a sudden I've become fucking nervous, and I'm like got sweaty palms. For fuck, have you had a piercing?
No, I've never had a piercing.
Oh shit, that's good. Okay, so neither of us have ever had a piercing.
I've always pussied out.
Same. I was going to get this done. In fact, years ago I was going to get this done because everyone I was around was getting this done.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's cool, mate. When I was like 19, 20, I didn't do it. So, all right, but it's on nose piercing. Craig,
all right,
Dan.
nose. Yeah, I think that's all right.
And is it still whoever comes above? Like, so let's just say neither are in the top three.
Oh yeah. Whoever's above, yeah.
Whoever's above, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Out of them two, that's what we're betting. We're betting out of them two.
Okay.
Because I mean, like fucking Nathan can fucking rock up and win. You know,
oh, yeah, for sure. There could be someone we've not mentioned who's like
someone we don't even know.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, last year, how many people that you didn't even know of were there that you beat? And someone was fucking good, really fucking good.
Yeah, people you don't have a clue.
Wasn't it Polish guy that you beat?
Austrian guy. And he was so good. To be honest, when I watched the video back, I'm like, I have him winning in quite a few posters. Honestly, I do. Like, so yeah, some ridiculous athletes just turn up from Europe, you know. Well, okay, so whoever's above, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
You're going, right? You're going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Are you going to the Fit Expo as well this weekend? Manchester, innit?
5-hour drive.
Yeah. It's a fucking 20 minutes. 20 minutes down the road for me.
Yeah.
Well,
for me at the minute, because obviously, with the dogs in that, it's almost like I would like to, but if I could make a weekend out of it. So, for example, come on, let's say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which we did last year, but we had someone to look after the dogs. We can't do that because we haven't got anyone to look after the dogs now. So it have to be a day trip.
No.
Which is fuck that 5-hour drive there. Like,
no, it's not worth it, man. For that, it's not.
It's not. No, it's not.
Like, it's good fun, but it's only good fun if it's like convenient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. No, leave it there, mate. What was I going to say to you? Yeah. So, how you get on with the pups?
Yeah. All right. They've all sold, so we just.
Oh, they're all gone.
We've only got one left. We're waiting for to get picked up on. Well, actually, funny enough, one of them went to Manchester. It went to Craig's client Dale.
Yeah.
The guy that just won the overall. His best mate bought it.
Okay. Yeah.
One of them. One of them's gone to my clients, and then the other one's also gone. So, but she's still here, so we've still got her until. Bro, it's not worth.
No.
It's not worth having puppies like at this time. Back in lockdown when we first got, I mean, we weren't planning to breed them. It's just that it just happened because they lived together.
Yeah.
But it's not worth it. The work is just, and I mean, I say the work is I didn't do shit. Um, but I saw it and I'm like,
watching Bex do it. Oh
I
my
know,
god.
mate. I fucking yeah. I felt fucking that every 2 hours getting up, feeding them, like
Yeah, but you
draining.
didn't do anything. You literally just did this.
Oh, I was draining from even though I didn't have to fucking do shit. And obviously she's got to sleep downstairs because obviously they feed every 2 hours. It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
It's a proper job, isn't it? It's a proper job to do that.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Yeah, they piss and shit everywhere all the time.
No.
Not fun.
But well, mate. Yeah, we'll leave it there. It's been about an hour and a half now, I think, or just over. So yeah, that's fucking good.
Funny,
It's good
like,
to
just before we went.
You know what I mean? I feel like we didn't even go over a load of stuff anyway.
I know. That's because we skipped last week, so we left out like I wanted to talk about your eating challenge.
Right, fuck it. Right, we'll keep it going.
So she pointed out that because you know in that bit, because we watched the video, and she pointed out, she said, Ryan, wrong. She said, you know when you said about the top 3 best desserts?
Yep.
She said they're not desserts, they're cakes.
Hold on a minute. Sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, no. The what? So hold on. What? Okay, for people that haven't seen the video, what are your 3?
Top 3 desserts. Sticky toffee pudding.
Okay, yeah, she agreed with that.
Millionaire shortbread.
She said that's not a dessert.
Okay, and then the other one's ice cream.
Yeah.
Come on, that if you went to a restaurant and they served millionaire shortbread with like a caramel drizzle or something, come on, it's like or a scoop of ice cream.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Do you know what I think?
Well, ice cream is your top 3
Yeah,
dessert.
but like good ice cream. You know, like probably gelato, whatever you
Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, come on. Strawberry cheesecake, Ben and Jerry's. Oh, come on. That is ridiculous, man.
I always get the same one. I always get the brownie one because anytime I've gone for something else, I've been disappointed.
So it's funny you say it, the brownie one disappoints me.
Really?
I'm a cookie dough or a strawberry cheesecake.
I just think the vanilla ice cream is boring.
Oh, bro. So what's your top 3 desserts then?
Oh, I don't know. That's hard because I'm not really like a dessert person.
You're more savory.
I would say ice cream for sure.
Yeah,
I
thought you just took the piss out of me saying ice cream.
No. No, I agree with that.
Okay.
Ice cream for sure. See, I'm not a fan of cheesecake. I do like. Do you know what? Funny enough, do you know what I like? I like rice pudding.
Oh shit, bro, that's good, but that is a shit choice. That is a fucking shit choice.
No, rice pudding is good.
It's like good. It's not amazing. It's good. What do you have in it?
Nothing. I just have it. Just have regular rice pudding.
Oh, you're making me mad. So
there's this buffet, like it's called Casa Brazil. It's like basically like
yeah, I know Casa Brazil.
Right. So they've got the desserts. I always get the rice pudding. She takes piss out of me. She's like, "This is horrible." I'm like, "No, I love rice pudding."
Rice pudding is fucking good. I like it with golden syrup.
What? You know what? You know these rice puddings that they sell in Lidl, but with the
pots
jam inside them. Yeah. Oh, they're so good. They're so easy to eat.
Yeah. But listen. That's a terrible choice. But Karen, what's your number 3?
What about brownies?
For me,
no.
Well, you put it in there, would you?
I have to think about that. I'll get back to you on that next time.
So we had a little chat about it, but again, for those who didn't watch it, I went looking for an eating challenge, and I didn't really find what I was after. It just wasn't really what I wanted. So
that looked like a lot more than 5,000 calories. Come on, they got that wrong.
It was 5,600. I worked out on MyFitnessPal. They told me the calories, but then I did it myself as well.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Really?
It seemed pretty bang on, mate. So anyway, I went to a cafe. It's our favourite cafe just down the road in Bolton, and I made my own eating challenge. I got 4 plates. I got full English, eggs Benedict, French toast, pancake stack, and then like 3 other like dessert pudding ones. and I ate it all in 25 minutes, and it was 5,600 calories. Now you reckon it was a mistake in some of the things that I chose? You reckon I should have got like chose other foods to get higher calories?
I would have, yeah.
Well, what? I don't know.
Look,
Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
I could do it.
Do it. Hear me out. Because you're trying to keep conditions. So that day, have
One meal.
have a protein shake and have like 6,000 calories.
I
and
would
then-
probably like fast like the whole day.
Yeah. Well,
But look, right.
why don't you do it then? Why don't you do it?
I'll do it.
Yes.
If we went to Five Guys, you could get 5,000 calories so easy.
Wow. Hold on. I disagree. Yes, you could, but it fucking hits you like a freight train. You're eating, and then all of a sudden you hit a fucking wall.
Doesn't matter. Just keep eating.
All right, prove it.
What with Five Guys?
Yeah.
Right.
You've
What's
got-
5,600 calories in Five Guys?
No,
Two
no,
burgers.
you got to beat me. So go to 6,000.
Okay.
So it's probably going to be like 3 burgers, large fries, milkshake, and a hot dog.
How much is well a milkshake? Is that allowed?
Okay, good point. No. So 3 double cheeseburgers, large
like
fries,
15
you know, like proper
Yeah.
large, you know, and then 2 hot dogs. You reckon you can do that?
Oh, I don't know if I could do that.
That's what I'm on about, bro. That's what I'm about.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
Nah,
like-
that's true.
On paper, you think, oh yeah, but then when you're doing it, oh my god.
What about pizza?
large pepperoni or large meat feast is like 2,500?
Really? No, it's not. A
Or
slice
extra large.
extra large, they're like 400 calories a slice.
Right. Yeah. And there's like 8 slices. So
Nah, 10 in a
2,200.
10 in a large. 10 in an extra large.
right, I'm going on it now.
Can I do it all in ice cream?
Bro, that'd be so hard.
No, it's not. That's
Are
like
Are you kidding me? Bro, that is so hard.
right, think about like a liter of fucking
Yeah.
ice cream.
No, trust me, dairy. Dairy's gonna fuck you up. Dairy's gonna
Have the
fuck you
chips
up.
for a week after that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Right, so here you go. I've got it. A meat absolute banger. So it's like pepperoni, sausage, and another pork.
Okay.
Large pizza is 2,500.
From where?
Domino's. I'll get the highest calorie one. Hold on. Mighty Meaty 2,471. Pepperoni Passion
Yeah,
2,600.
but Domino's are quite small. If you get
What?
Pizza Hut when you've got the stuffed crust, then stuffed crust is quite hard, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Because you can make it up to about 400 calories a slice.
But what I'm trying to get at is, it gets the more calorie dense it is.
Yeah, there's no
quicker
way
it
you can
hits
eat
you.
that.
It hits you so quick.
I'll tell you what, the muffins from Costco,
Yeah, I've never had one.
bro, they're like this big, they're huge, but they're actually quite easy to eat. And they're like 600 calories.
Shit, man. All I know is
I'll need to think of like the easiest calories to. What about cereal?
milk. I'm telling you, milk will fuck you up.
I won't do it with milk.
Okay, so just cereal. What I think you'll find with that, mate, is that it's too low fat. So the calories are bumped up because of fat.
True. To be fair, 100 grams of cereal, 200 grams of cereal is not that easy to eat.
200 grams of
And
cereal
that's only
is
like 700 calories.
yeah, exactly.
Ah,
be-
shit.
So if you reckon you reckon you can do 6,000 one go, yeah? Hold on. In half an hour.
In half an hour? Is
Because
that
that's what I did. That's what I did.
Okay.
Or
What
you have
about
to get,
if
or
I
you have
went
to
to,
get
like,
piercing.
different-
You have to get piercing in your eyebrow as well.
Oh, fuck.
Gonna be covered.
What if I did different fast food places or picked up different bits
Yeah.
and I sat down and I was like, right, here it is, and I need to
Yeah.
eat that.
Okay, so you go to like KFC and get a box meal. Go to McDonald's and get like a chicken nugget meal or something. Then you go to Pizza Hut and get a large pizza. Yeah.
Right. If I don't do it, I'll do my ear.
You're going to be covered. You've got to like do a link between the two.
I'll be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh shit. Okay. See, that's actually that's a lot harder than I thought. Ryan, pussy, can't even eat 6,000. Actually, it sounds a lot.
That's what I was trying to say to you when you were saying to me, "Oh, that's easy." I was thinking, bro, you don't think this. You don't thought this through. Like,
True, true.
here you go. Here you go. I've got the calories right. Pepperoni large pizza is 2,300. At Domino's, it was 2,600.
Do you know what? I actually can't eat that much in pizza. I get full up really quickly on pizza.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't. Pizza is not a good choice for me. I can't eat too much pizza. Get
So,
full up.
do you reckon you could eat quite comfortably have a large pepperoni
No,
stuffed crust?
no, not a whole one.
That's 3,500.
That's a push for me. Like if I did that, I would be stuffed. But mind you, that's after like, let's say right. So like I said, like I've had 2 off-plan meals, and both of them, funny enough, have been a pizza. So post show we got that the day after, and last weekend we did that, and we both were like, we bought 2 large pizzas. She had 3 slices. I had 7. We literally finished one large pizza, and the rest was left.
So between
I was
you,
well disappointed with myself.
but I think you just alluding to the fact that you had a day of food before, then did it, right? So if you were to fast, then do it. You reckon you could?
Probably. Oh yeah, of course. If I fast all day long, yeah, could. But I'll still do shakes in the day.
Yeah. Just to get your protein target.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that is, you got to do it this week. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And 6,000 in fast food.
Okay. All
yeah.
Right. I'll look at what's the highest calorie fast food.
Yes.
I'll obviously tell you this is it.
Yeah. But then also you got to film it.
Yeah.
I need evidence.
Of course. Oh yeah.
Right.
It's like those benches. Like I could bench 200, but it didn't. I didn't film it.
Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah. No. Okay. I'll need to work out what's the highest calorie. I'll probably do on a Saturday, but
it's got like KFC, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, right? Like for all those 3. No,
McDonald's is quite actually. McDonald's is not that calorie dense because
depends on what you choose, right? Surely.
Well,
if you get like a double bacon cheese, so it's like 2 patties, bacon, cheese, burger. That's quite a lot.
That's still probably about 500.
Bro, no way.
How much is it? Right, what did you say?
Bacon double cheese.
Yeah, but that's too much meat. That meat will fill you up.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, like even if it's 600 calories, you still need to eat like 7 of them.
Yeah. No, but it'll be close to 1,000.
I go with the little burgers, which are like they're about 250. So like the mayo
and what, and just eat loads of them.
My order is like 6 of them. I get 2 apple pies, a fries, and a McFlurry, and normally that's only about 2,500 calories.
Do you know what, bro? I'm gonna eat my words a little bit. You're right. You're fucking bang on. Bacon double cheeseburger.
I got
double cheeseburger calories. Look.
Yeah, last year I used to eat McDonald's twice a week. I know exactly what the calories are, and the thing with McDonald's is you can track it.
Yeah. Of course.
So I know all fries are 400 calories. McFlurry about depends if it's like a small, if it's like the one of the peasant McFlurries with like the M&Ms and now if it's like the fancy one. But even the fancy one's only like 300 calories.
Chicken select meal. Chicken select is like 600 and something.
Oh, so I don't like chicken select though.
That's my order, bro.
The pepper in them, I don't really like pepper.
Oh, that's my order, bro. Don't you?
Plus, I don't want to eat chicken if I go to McDonald's. That's what's wrong with you, like go to McDonald's.
No, I'll get chicken select and a burger. So I got best of both worlds.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Because I know what you mean. Because if you want chicken, go to KFC, right? Yeah.
I hate KFC.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't like it, yeah.
Nah.
I guess you don't like the batter. You don't like the batter on it, yeah?
Yeah. So. And because we eat chicken so much. I had chicken 3 times today. I don't want to fucking eat more chicken.
Yeah, but you probably had beef today as well.
Huh?
Yeah, but you probably had beef today as well.
Yeah, but it's different. It's when it's when it's fatty and shit beef.
Yeah, okay.
So when chicken's still chicken, you know?
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I'll have a think of what the easiest, highest calorie dense foods are. I need to look at someone that's eating challenges.
Right, but no liquid calories,
No,
and you've got to make 6,000 because you well, technically anything above 5, 6. But let's go 6, yeah, because you said
six.
it
Yeah,
was
I'll do six.
because you said it was easy.
All right. Yeah. Oh shit. No, do
Right.
you know what? Thinking on it now, it's fucking not easy.
It ain't, bro. It ain't that easy. It looks easy when someone else is doing it. Oh yeah, fuck it, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But okay, so you're doing that this week, and you're gonna video it, and then if you don't, you gotta get your evidence.
So you picked a breakfast, but it could be anything.
It's just
Oh,
because
those muffins.
I specifically wanted a breakfast at that time. That was why.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I tell you what, those muffins are fucking easy.
Right, how about this then? So when you grab like a pizza, McDonald's, and whatever, something, or fucking Burger
Yeah,
King
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and then a few of them muffins on top.
Yeah, I say that though. I've only ever really had one at a time. Like it's not like I've sat in and had four. So eating one, I'm like, oh, sweet, it's easy to eat. But
Yeah,
like
of course. Well, yeah, why don't you go and grab like 2 or 3 and try and bash them all?
even like Tesco's cookies, you know those like really big cookies, they're only
Yes.
like 200 calories each. It's
They're
like
not that much. Yeah, they're under 300. Yeah, because they're quite
what are
small.
they like 400 calories? Like donuts, I think donuts will fill you up quite a lot.
Yeah, like Krispy Kremes. They fill you up so much.
Oh, I know. I eat two and I'm like full.
And the ring ones are only like 200 something
Yeah, they're
calories.
not worth it, are they?
Yeah,
I'll need to give that a proper think because that seems like a fucking task.
have a proper think, and then we're talking about it later on today or tomorrow, whatever, and then film it later on the week.
We need to do that together at one point. That would be cool.
Oh, the universe.
What you wanna walk around with a fucking stomach like that
No, the day before. Maybe go the
the
day
day
before,
before?
and in that evening, because we're staying over the night. I don't know if you are as well.
We're gonna, yeah.
So the night before, we'll have dinner together.
All right.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
but that
Sounds good.
means, bro, you better get this one in quick because you don't want to be doing too many in too like
No, I
short
know.
space of time. You know what I'm saying?
I need to be fresh.
Yeah. But yeah, mate, get that done, mate. All right. We're cool timing it there.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
All right, mate.
All right.
Good to catch up, man.
Chat to the bit.
Say, bro.